just waiting for it to go live. Perfect, I am on. Right, I just need to check a couple of things, guys, just to make sure everyone can see. I'm not that techie with the old computer yet, so it's going to take me a little while for it to go live. Perfect, I am on. Right, I just need to check a couple of things, guys, just to make sure everyone can see. I'm not that techie with the old computer yet, so it's going to take me a little while for it to go live. Perfect, I am on. Right, I just need to check a couple of things, guys,
I think
just
that's
to make sure everyone can see. I'm not that techie with the old computer yet, so it's going to take me a little while for it to go live. Perfect, I am on. Right, I just need to check a couple of things, guys, just to make sure everyone can see.
guys. I'm trying to work out where that's coming from. Okay, there.
Cool, right, we have got rid of that one. Let's go back to Google Hangouts. Lovely. Hi guys, it's Nicole Jones from the British Show Jumper. Bear with me just 1 minute. In a moment, we're going to be going forward with the masterclass on how to create the body shape and the strength profile that you desire. So hold that thought. I'm going to check that everything else is working, and then we can go straight ahead. So amuse yourselves for a minute. Okay, bear with me, guys. Almost ready to go. Just a tick, we can get started. So just so you know that you're in the right place, we're going to be talking about your body profile and your strength profile, and ways that you can improve it as a rider. Lovely. Okay. Cool, almost ready to get started. Hi guys, it's Nicole from the British Show Jumper, and I am live on here and also on the Facebook group. So guys, I'm going to direct myself to the webinar group now, but I thought it might be interesting for you to see what I'm doing. So what we're going to be talking about today is how to create the body shape that you desire and the strength profile. Because what we often find with riders is they don't really have an understanding of what you should be doing, because it is very different than other sports. And you know, there's so many people who are going along trying fad diets and it's not working for them. And it's because people have these really massive false beliefs about what they should be doing to lose weight, how to look better in the saddle. So what I'm going to be doing is taking you through a journey and giving you very, very specific things that you can add straight away. I have got a way at the end of that you can actually have an entire program which will sort it out for you. And so if you want to stay to at the end, then you can look at that and you can see whether that's something that you'd like. But at the moment, for the next hour, I'm literally just going to be delivering loads and loads of high quality value of stuff that you can take away and literally put into your riding as an aspiring rider to get you fit and to get you into the right shape. So we're going to start a little bit about me, telling you a bit about me, because you probably don't want to take advice off someone unless you know a little bit about them. Well, I'm a physiotherapist. You can probably tell from my room, although yeah, it's like acupuncture needles everywhere. But and this is the only time that it's like quiet enough in the evening to do a masterclass. So I have 4 physiotherapy practices, 3 in Bristol, 1 down in Barnstable, and I've had my business about 4 years. And what I started to notice throughout coaching clients to try and help them lose weight, I'm a specialist in sports, so I was head physio at Bristol Ladies a couple of years ago. For 2 years, I was head physio there, and I was looking after 12 international players. And what I started to notice is that at international level, they measure everything. And one of the things about riders is we're not very scientific. When I'm also a vet physio, so I did 2 years postgraduate training in vet physio. And one of the things that I noticed is that the racing industry are just amazing. They just don't follow scientific advice, even if they've got studies that show if you feed horses this, if you eat this particular way, if you exercise horses in this way, then you're going to get better results from them, you're going to get less injury. But they just weren't following that scientific result. And I'm just going to turn that off, guys, just so that's not going to distract us. And so I just couldn't really understand why that was happening. And so I wanted to have a little look and try and help riders to understand that there's scientifically proven ways to help to improve your body shape, and you don't have to do that through fad diets. So the reason that fad diets don't work is that they're just unsustainable. So you may have heard of the chimp paradox. I talk about it a lot in my videos. And the Chimp Paradox talks about that kind of part of your brain that says, don't really want to get up in the morning. It's the limbic part of your brain. So it does the kind of the eat, sleep, sex. It's the kind of main drivers. And what we have to learn how to do is to overcome them. So if you try and fight what they compare as the chimp, if you try and fight a chimp, it's really, really strong. You're not going to win. So what we've got to do is we've got to find a way of managing the chimp and allowing you to find a different strategy. And I'm going to talk through that with you today. So my background, when I was at university, I was actually really, really overweight. I had some PowerPoint slides to show you and all my big fat fit pictures, which are just really embarrassing. In fact, I got married 3 weekends ago, I think it was, and my dad just selected all of these like really ugly big fat photos of me and just reminded me of how overweight I used to be. But it really helped me see how far that I've come in my journey, and how it can also help you as well, because I'm nothing special. A lot of people say, well, you know, you're young, or I'm not like you because you just have a high metabolism. I don't. I used to be grossly overweight, and when I was overweight, I was eating absolute rubbish, but I was also training 6 days a week. On a Wednesday, I would do 3 hours of rugby training, 3 hours of lacrosse training, and that's why I know that it's not about just doing loads and loads of exercise. It's not just about going to the gym and just nailing it every single day, because that doesn't work either. You have to exercise smartly, and we're going to be talking through that today. So if we go right back to that journey, when it all started, I was very, very active at that time in my life. I was just eating rubbish. So I was eating takeaways. I was eating lots and lots of food that was unhealthy. I was eating a little bit of salads and thinking about my kind of intake, my vitamins and minerals, because I was training so hard. I was a little bit prone to fatigue, a little bit prone to illness. And again, that's something that we're going to be talking about a little bit today, because there are scientific things that you can do, that you can introduce to help you as an aspiring rider and to get you that little bit of an edge in front of everybody else. So what we're going to just start by doing is, hopefully you can hear me. If you want to comment, I don't know if anyone's watching on the Facebook. Hi guys, if you are, comment in the box below to let me know that you can actually hear me, because that would be a little bit of a disaster if you can't. But I'll get to the end of it. I did a video actually when I was on my honeymoon, and I'm talking away. It was actually for my physio business. I'm talking away, and then right at the end, the guy's like, nah, I can't hear you. I was like, I've just seen you watching. You've just been staring at me for so long. And so, yeah, I think someone's put in, hi, John, thank you for doing that. Hopefully you can hear me. I'll move this way a bit so the Facebook Live can see me as well. And so who's this masterclass for? This is for people who want to learn a little bit about how to get fit in the saddle, people who want to be able to have stability in the saddle. So a lot of the times, if you're in the British Show Jumper group, you'll see that there's a lot of people who are a little bit nervous. Actually, do you know, in the British Show Jumper group, people share loads with me. They message me all the time, but they're sometimes a little bit anxious to share within the group. It's a safe place, guys. I will kick any bullies out, anyone who's mean, I'm going to get rid of them. So feel that you're able to share within the group. But a lot of the people that are talking to me through the messenger, they're saying that they're struggling with, they feel embarrassed when they're in their joggers, they feel that they're jiggling a little bit, they feel unseated. So when they're going into a fence, they're already off balance, so they feel they might sort of fall. For the more kind of amateur and professional riders, they're saying that they kind of feel like they're good and they're ticking over, but they feel that they could be a little bit more toned, and they feel they could be stronger in different areas. And sometimes people don't understand the cross training in riding. So if you would running or you're a triathlete, you would understand the difference about, you know, applying strength conditioning to make you better at a skill, but not necessarily doing the same thing. So for example, if you wanted to do swimming, there could be other activities that you're doing to improve your shoulder control, to reduce your risk of injury, and to improve your stroke, to make you faster than your opposition. And with riding, it's exactly the same thing. So a classic point of that is people not understanding the relationship between their adductors and their abductors. So I'm going to talk a little bit in physio language because I think it's helpful, but I'm going to explain it as I go. So your adductors are the muscles on the inside of the leg. So they're the ones that grip the horse. And you look at horse riders and guess what? They've got massive adductors, because that's what you do. You squeeze the horse. People who are expert riders understand the need to elongate the leg so that it's falling very, very nicely and low either side of the horse, keeping the leg back, but you need hip extension to be able to do that. So whether your glute is firing appropriately, whether you're hamstring dominant, that can be very common. So what we'll be looking at is the abductors, and that's why people often get the wobbly bottoms. So if your abductors and your glute max are weak, then that's when you're going to get the jiggling. Of course, if you've got a layer of fat over there, that's going to cause jiggling as well. And so what we're going to be looking at is to create the shape that you want in your body. You're going to have to look at a combination of getting rid of the fat, because that we need to do that, but also looking at strength and conditioning, because a lot of people don't realize that actually strength training is really, really important in losing weight. When you're doing cardio, you're losing weight at the time that you're doing it. When you're doing strength-based training, so that's when you're doing repetitive load on a specific muscle, what you actually do is you're burning calories over the next 2 to 3 days. So it's a really, really important thing to add into your routine to make sure that we're burning those calories. And understanding your calories as well, what's going in, what's going out, and looking at things like carbohydrates. So there's a lot of the old style, hopefully you guys won't, you'll have heard some of this new stuff coming through, but you don't want to be having loads of carbohydrate. If you look at my diet, if you look at my meal plans, I don't have very much carbohydrate. I take out the rice, I take out the potato, because what I understand about those is that they break down into glucose, and then what you're going to get is you're just going to get it down into basically sugar. So what you need to be doing is thinking about complex carbs. So it's not, carbs are not bad. There's nothing that's bad. It's all about moderation. And it's also looking at things. So I used to have a really, really sugary tooth, and I didn't really realize what I was doing. Like, I would have Lucozade and I would think, oh yeah, it's really healthy, it's an energy drink. And of course it made me feel really good. I'd have lots of energy, so I just kept drinking it. When I looked at the sugar content in it, I was absolutely mortified. And I was drinking, at university, I was drinking like 2 liters and wondering why I was really overweight, because I was exercising so much. But I was working hard, but I wasn't working smart, and I don't want you to do the same. So some really, really top tips. I'm going to go through the top 3 secrets in a minute that I use to get into shape, so to get my profile, how to measure it, and actually the plan to then keep it off and continue. So what we're going to talk about just quickly is sort of how you apply these strategies into your everyday life, because again, what you find with horse riders is they're really good at like planning for their horses, but they're rubbish at planning for themselves. Like, how many of you write down your goals every single day? I'm going to have a quick look on Facebook now. Hi everyone on Facebook. How many times do you actually write down your goals every single day and actually complete them? And that can be as simple as, I'm going to eat 3 healthy meals. It could be as simple as, I'm going to drink X amount of water per day, and I'm going to try and do a strength-based training regime every single day. And what you'll find is, if you can stay disciplined, if you can start doing that every single day, what you'll do is you'll develop a habit. And a habit means that you don't have to have lots and lots of energy to be able to continue doing it. So it's really, really important. So what I want you to think about is, where could you apply it in your horsey? Like, what things could you change to help to improve your profile? Would it be that you look at your diet? Would it be that you look at your exercise regime? Is there something that you could be doing differently on the horse? So one of the really top tips that I give people when they're thinking about their profile and how their body is looking is to say, well, what is your goal? What is the clear place that you're going to? Because if you were starting out on a journey, you wouldn't just start out and not know where you were going. You would be sort of targeted and looking to complete whatever goal it was. So what you need to think of is, right, I'm going to lose 2 stone in X amount of time. So you've got that goal of where you're going. And then what do I need to do every month, every week, every day to be able to achieve that? What am I going to need to change within my routine? And it could be just as simple as saying, right, I'm going to do 10 minutes of trotting every time I ride. I'm going to get myself sweaty every time I ride. A lot of people sort of will ride for an hour and they'll say, oh, well, I've done loads and loads of exercise. Well, did you get out of breath? If you didn't get out of breath, you haven't done enough. And you need to find ways to strengthen. The same as if you were working your horse. If you're working your horse up and in, you would expect the horse to get out of breath. If it's moderate fitness, you would be wanting the horse to be developing and to be sweating by the end of that session. If it's working nice and hard and it's working in a good outline. If it's not, you've got to really go back to the drawing board and say, actually, am I doing the right thing for my horse? Am I doing the right thing for myself? And there's lots of different reasons that people want to change their body profile. And it could be that you actually want to make a difference to the horse, because, I mean, a lot of my American following, they are very overweight, like maybe 2 stone, 3 stone, 4 stone overweight. And that makes a massive difference to the horse. And it makes a massive difference to you and your ability to stay centered and balanced in the saddle. So what I would recommend that you do is write down that clear goal of what you want for your body profile. Do you want to be a size X? Do you want to look more toned? Do you want to lose X amount of weight? Remember that when you're getting down to and you're doing lots of strength training, muscle is going to weigh more than fat. So we have to be a little bit careful at how we do the measurements. And that's one of the things that we do on the British Show Jumper Pro, is we actually look at measurements of the arm. So what you can do is you can take a tape measure and you can do around the waist. I don't want to give anything away, but someone who's watching knows all about this because I've done that with them. And so yeah, you take a measurement around by just above the belly button. You then take a measurement around just around the biggest part of the stomach, around the top of the hips, top of the thigh, and then there. To be very, very scientific about it, you should really be measuring the exact point from the point of the elbow up, and then measuring it right around to make sure that it's not too, that it's going to be, you can replicate it the next time. So that would be the first thing I would do, is look at taking some measurements. And this can be like amazingly quick, guys. I had a lady that I spoke to her, she'd been trying lots and lots of fad diets, and I said to her, right, what I want you to implement is I want you to go away. I don't want you to change any of your exercise. I want you just to try and be a little bit good, reduce the amount of sugar that you're intaking, do these measurements, and then just, that's your goal, is I just want you to get a centimetre less than you were last week. Came back 7 centimetres less in 1 week. It was absolutely unreal. And I said to her, like, what have you changed? Have you just been drastic? Have you been starving yourself? She's like, no, I didn't starve myself. I just became more aware of what I was putting into my mouth and making sure that I was doing a little bit of exercise. So for example, for her, she's horsey, so I got her to park her car at the end of the drive of the yard. So she had to do a little bit of walking as well. I asked her to do some of the yard exercises, so strength-based yard exercises. What you can do is you can take a wheelbarrow and you can do lifts with the wheelbarrow. So that's going to be working your biceps or your triceps, depending on where your arms are. And then I was also getting her to do some step-ups as well. But it was literally taking her 5 to 10 minutes every single day to do the little exercises, but it was mostly the diet-based stuff that was helping. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is just to say that, you know, I am like you. I have been an aspiring rider. I am an aspiring rider trying to get better, and I felt unbalanced. So my story, going back, I told you a bit about the weight loss, but I actually, about 18 months ago, I said to my partner, I was like, right, I've built these physiotherapy practices. I want to move to Devon. And he sort of looked at me and he was like, Devon? And I was like, yep, I want to move to Devon. So, you know, fast forward and we're down here now, but last year, it was a year ago, I actually went up to my old riding instructor. I was like, I've got £1,500. Like, what can you do? What have you got? She's like, oh, I've got this mare in the field. She's like amazing. She can jump, but we put her in foal because she's a bit of a handful. And she was like, but you'll be fine with her. Like, give it a go. So I got her back, met my dad, who drove the lorry down to Devon, which was a little bit of a nightmare because he'd never driven a lorry. I was so grateful, but she got down there and she was pretty unsettled. So the first day I got on her and realised that actually she was going to be quite hard work. She was very, very flighty, bucking, rearing, everything. So I blamed everything. So I was like, it must be, I'm just going to quickly, sorry, tap that one off. I was like, it must be the saddle. It must be her back. She's just not happy. She's a moody mare. Everything. I had everything checked, had everything changed, had her teeth done. And then I finally came to that realisation that actually it might be me. And so I had to admit that I actually had to look inside at my flaws and what I was doing and see what I could do to change things. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I can just see people popping up on the live and commenting, but I can't look at the comments at the moment, guys. I'm really sorry. I'll look at them in a bit because I can't focus on 2 things at once. Where I've already lost it. So yeah, very, very, very difficult. And I was really unfit as well. Like, even getting into the saddle was difficult. I put on quite a bit of weight since my last one. Although I was fit, like running fit, I just wasn't riding fit. And so I remember I had this lesson from this lady, and I was doing some chopper work. And she was like, right, do you feel comfortable to take your stirrups off? And if you'd seen Rio, a year ago, you would never have ridden her without stirrups. And I was like, oh, maybe she'll be a little bit better. And to be fair, like, she was a lot better when I took my stirrups off, but I was bouncing all over the place, like my balance was awful. And I was like, I used to be pretty good. Like, I used to ride at BSJ level. I used to compete ponies, and I, not to be arrogant, but I could jump fences fairly well, and I certainly could do sitting trot without being bounced off. So I set about thinking, right, what can I do to create a plan, to create a body profile that I want? So I looked at the strength and conditioning. So one of the things that I looked at was my balance. So a lot of people get unbalanced, whether it's in sitting trot, whether it's over the fence. And so I started doing a lot of work on sort of a Bosu ball. So a Bosu ball is one of those balls that you see at the gym, which is like got a half round edge and then a flat surface. So you flip it over, and then you can do things like squats on it, or you can do jumps on it. So I tried to mimic, if I was going over a fence, the position that I would be in. So I was sort of leaning forward, making sure that I was pulling in with my lower abdominal to make sure that that was nice and strong. I was getting people to try and push me off the Bosu ball. So we call that in physio, we call that a rhythmic stabilization. So that's just something really basic that you can try. You've also got to think about your position. Are you restricted in your position because of tightness as well? So a lot of horse riders will get tightness within their hips, and will get tightness in their ankles and their around their knee as well. And so when you're looking at the ankles, what you can do is actually sit on stand with your toes on a pole, and then push it down. You can't really see here. I'm sorry about this. I'm going to show you with my hand. So if this was your heel, you push, so the pole would be here, you push the heel down, and then that will be stretching your gastrocnemius. So you've got two muscles in your calf, your gastrocnemius and your soleus. So with the gastroc, what you'd be doing is stretching it with your knee straight, and then for soleus, you'd be stretching it with the knee bent. But what we need to remember is that stretching is very well and very good. It's going to improve your flexibility on the horse, where you can move. But if you're overweight and you've got a big chunk in front of you, that makes it really hard. So it's important that you're working to try and reduce that, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm not that overweight, because they're comparing themselves to people who are 3 or 4 stone overweight. Now, I'm not saying that you have to lose loads of weight, but I want you to feel comfortable in your own skin. I want you to feel confident on the horse. I want you to feel strong on the horse. And there's no point putting our head in the sand and saying that you're going to get the body profile that you want by sitting and doing absolutely nothing. It just won't happen. We know that success comes to people who have deliberate practice, for people that work hard to focus on one specific goal. So if you're looking to be successful in this area and as a rider, then you need to focus on those things. So next, I'm going to just talk through the 3 secrets that I use for the body, so how to create it. So the first one, which is a little bit abstract, is your mindset. And this is because people don't really understand the link between weight and strength and condition and mindset. They don't realize the power of the mind. They don't realize that actually it comes down to the way you think. So if every time you go into a supermarket, you think, I deserve chocolate, I deserve this, I deserve that, I don't care, I'm going to have wine, then you are making a choice to be unhealthy. That's as simple as it is. Like everything in moderation, I try and be good 80% of the time, naughty 20% of the time. But don't make excuses to say, I need this, I need that, because actually, in reality, you don't need those things. They are a treat, and that's absolutely fine. Don't think that I cut out chocolate. I love chocolate, I love sweets. I absolutely love Snickers ice creams, which is my biggest advice. I absolutely love Snickers ice cream. I can't go into a shop and resist them if I'm on holiday in particular. But if I have a Snickers ice cream, what I do is I look at it and I say, right, that's 350 calories or whatever it is. And I'm like, right, I'm going to go and I'm going to do X amount on Rio, or I try and actually do mine in the gym because I like riding Rio. If I do it in the gym, then it puts me off eating it in the first place, which I think is quite good. So yeah, you've got to not completely take things out, because that won't work, but you also just don't make excuses for yourself. It's so easy for our brains and our chimps, if you think about that chimp paradox, so easy for our brains to be like, I want that, I want that. It's not that I'm particularly disciplined. It's not particularly that I have a different mindset. I've just learned the skill of saying, actually, this is more important to me. This is my choice. This is more important to me. And I want you to do the same. So when you're thinking about your mindset, you need to be thinking about creating a kind of a habit of doing something, because when you have a habit, your mind doesn't have to think about it. So at the moment, if you were to get up in the morning, you know that you have a shower, you put your makeup on, some of you won't put makeup on, you maybe put your hair up, like it's a routine, you don't have to think about it. And that's important, you're developing it. And I'm going to talk to you a minute about a plan, because none of us have the determination or the mental strength all of the time to resist temptation. So what we need to do, you're not just born a motivated person. Like, people are always saying that to me. They're like, oh, you're just super motivated. Like, that's just how you are. It's your personality. You're an extrovert. That is absolutely rubbish. Like, if you had seen how I used to be on video, I used to be so scared on video and so nervous. And now I just do it and I don't even think about it. And I want you to be the same. I don't want you to be scared about doing video. I don't want you to be, not video, I don't want you to be scared about sort of working on your mindset. I don't want you to be scared about doing a new skill, because everything is about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And that's what's really, really important. So that first secret, again, is working on your mindset. So you could do that by just actually getting yourself to do one thing every single day. So that's a skill. My motivation, my dedication, that is because I'm passionate about horses, I absolutely love it, and I'm really interested in helping people. Like, I get a massive buzz out of when I see I've given someone a bit of advice and then they improve. You know, I had a lady who was really, really anxious about shows, and I explained to her a principle about people's mindset and how she could overcome it. And she went to that show and she said she thought about that principle. She was really scared before her dressage test, started sweating, feeling sick. And she said she remembered that principle. She did her dressage test, best dressage test. Selfish, but that made me feel amazing, because I was like, well, I helped her. That's really cool. And so that's what I'm aiming to do with you. So work on your mindset, work on changing one thing and developing one habit every single day, and just get into the discipline. Like, discipline, again, is a skill. You learn it by doing things over and over again. And if you fail at it, don't worry. You just put it behind you. Just start again. So there's a challenge that I was doing recently, which was to do a video every single day. It's part of my coaching program, every single day. So I'd do it for like 5 days, and then something would happen and it would go. So I'd do it for another 5 days, something would happen and then I wouldn't do it. And I was like, no, you're not going to give up. You have to keep going. And you've probably noticed there's been loads and loads of videos from me in the last kind of 3 weeks to a month. Whereas, remember, I started this social media stuff before Christmas in December. And it's only taken me now to get the discipline for this new skill to be doing these videos every single day. And you can do exactly the same thing, but you need to get into the routine. And it's hard. I'm not going to stand here and pretend that it's easy, but nothing worth doing in life is easy. So you need to focus in on it. So the second secret is to have a really nice, clear plan, so that you don't have to worry about needing motivation. Then you can just wake up in the morning and you can say, right, this is on my plan. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then that will help to push you forward and keep you on the straight and narrow. So on that plan, normally what I do is something called time blocking. And what time blocking is it's a way of so for example, in the morning, you might wake up and say, right, 8 o'clock is my shower, 8:30 go and do the horse. Well, for me, 6 o'clock is shower, go and do the horse, come back, have a shower, do the dogs. So you put things in during the day. And for you, if you're looking at doing body conditioning work, it might be I wake up 15 minutes earlier, I do my body conditioning in the morning, and then I go to the gym in the evening, do the horse. And if you have a plan of what you're doing each day, so for example, I'm going to lunge today, I'm going to show jump tomorrow, I'm going to cross country on Saturday. What that will do is you've got that plan in there. So when you look at it, you don't have to think, oh, can I really be able to get her in the box and go all the way over to whatever, the weather's not very nice, maybe I won't cross country today. You don't get that opportunity. Just look at the plan and you say, right, now I'm going to do it, because that's what I need to do to achieve my goal that I've set for 12 weeks time. So what I want you to do next is think about implementing the third secret, which is to have a specific strength and conditioning program. So I talked to you a bit about the common ones with riders. So that is that you're very strong in the adductors and weak in the abductors. So look at exercises that focus on the outside of the leg. So that might be hip abduction, which is where you take the leg out to the side, keeping the body nice and straight and the leg goes out. It might be that you just implement one of the strength-based training that's on the YouTube. So have a look at my YouTube channel, have a little look at some of the exercises on there. I give a breakdown. I can't go into detail in a short video, but there's certain ones that are really, really good for your seat. You could look, if you're a show jumper, things like holding a squat, so going down and holding it, or doing wall slides can be really, really beneficial as well. And what you want to be doing is holding those for about a minute until your legs start shaking. If your legs are not shaking, you need to do more and more of them so that you can tone up in your thighs. So that's another really common thing with riders, is they have this kind of wobbliness in their legs, and that comes just because they are working them, but they're not necessarily working both sides, and then maybe a layer of fat over the top. So you do the healthy eating plan to try and to reduce the fat on top of the muscle, and then you're doing the strength-based training underneath to strengthen the muscle. And what we know as well is that after you've done exercise, automatically your muscles look bigger and it looks more toned. So if you're doing that very, very regularly, that's why when models are often having a photo shoot, they'll go and do a quick run, and because it makes the muscles look better. So if you are interested in looking better in your jumpers and in your clothes, then that's a really, really good thing to be implementing. So doing that sort of every 15 minutes or so. Right, I'm going to have a quick look at my whiteboards because I was supposed to be going through all of this. I think I've gone through most of it. And my goal really is to help aspiring riders get fit and feel healthy in their own skin, but also to help them to achieve their goals, because I see so much potential in the people that I coach. They are so inspiring for me, but so many people have all of these ideas, but they just don't implement it. And so you've got all of these people who could go be really, really high in the dressage kind of discipline, or they could do really, really well at show jumping, but they're lacking that structure to their day. They're not using scientific evidence to base what they're doing, and really they don't understand what they should be putting in their bodies, what their bodies need, what you need if you're doing X amount of exercise, whether you're at amateur level or professional level. So let me ask you a question. If you could get all of that, so an understanding of your mindset, an understanding of the strength and conditioning that you needed to do, and also a clear plan of what you should be doing. So you don't even have to think about it. You can just say, right, okay, that's what I should be eating that day. This is what I should be doing on X day, and having a little bit more support. Would that be interesting to you? So I'm just going to have a little look over. I'm just going to have a little look over onto the Facebook Live and then the comments. So would that be okay? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'll go through a little bit about what I do and what I've got to offer to help to solve this problem for you. I'm just going to bring this one in because I've got another. I thought you might say yes because everyone's always interested in the offer. Could you guys get those one? Let me see. Hopefully, can you guys see that all right? Yeah, perfect. Hopefully you can see it on the Facebook Live one, so I'm going to come onto this side. So what I do, guys, is I physio is my main job, but then I also, which you probably already know with the British Show Jumper, is I also, sorry if you can't see me that side, I'm just going to move you guys over a bit so you can still see me. Oh, then you can't see the thing. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, you can't quite see the board, but I'm going to talk through it anyway with you. So what I do sort of in the day is I'm doing my physio, and then half of my job is to do the British Show Jumper Pro as well. And the British Show Jumper Pro was a course that was designed for aspiring riders for exactly the reason I just explained a minute ago, that I was just getting so frustrated. There's so many people in the group who are asking me questions, and they're often the same type of questions. And what I really wanted to do is to help to deliver a program that can help people get closer to their goals. I mean, I've grown to 4 physiotherapy practices in, I think it's 3.5 years. And I've done that by utilizing business advice that I now bring into my riding as well. And it amazes me that people are not doing this more within riding. So I'm going to try and just give you as much value as possible and help you understand how you can implement these. So the British Show Jumper Pro, what is it? Well, it is an online course, so you log into it, you've got lifetime access to it, and it's going to talk you through all the different modules. So you'll have videos which explain all of the different aspects of mindset. So module 1 is all about mindset. It talks you through all of the different aspects. So it talks about goal setting, it talks about fear of failure. So many people are struggling because they are nervous and anxious around the horse, and I understand that because that's exactly how I was. I was so nervous of Rio, and it took a long time. But once I discovered those things, I just thought, why did I not know this? Why was that information not out there? It would have been so much easier if I could have just watched some videos that explained it, but I had to go through the hard side and actually work it out myself. I don't want you to have to do that. So this was, this course took me ages. I literally stayed up and just recorded it, because when I had this idea, I did this course in December last year, and once I had the idea, it just literally came out so quickly. I was just like, right, I need to tell them about this and this and this, all the things I learned. So there's a lot of information in it. So you've got module 1, which is all about your mindset. You've got module 2, which is about your nutrition. So you don't have to then be thinking about, okay, I'm not really sure. So I am not a nutritionist. So in the UK, you can't give someone a nutritional plan unless you're a nutritionist. So this tells you what I have had as an amateur rider, what I use for my nutrition to stay the way that I am. Look, you can see I'm not that big, but I'm not skinny either, because I want to be strong. I don't want to be a runner. I don't want to be a weight. I want to be strong and healthy and be able to do the things that I love doing and to feel comfortable in my own skin. And that's what I want for you as well. And so module 2 is all about your nutrition, and then you can download my plans that I've done as well, and then you can either choose to copy them or you can take recipes from them. And it actually even goes into as much detail as telling you how much it costs, because I saved so much money when I started actually planning what I was eating, because rather than throwing half the stuff away, I actually had it and I was like, okay, I'm just going to pay for this. And then I knew that I think obviously I include my partner as well. I think I was paying like £30 a week, and for both of us. And I think that's quite reasonable, particularly if you're having salmon and fish and healthy things like that, and reducing the carbs. So the second module is nutrition. The third module goes through all the exercises for your gym and your mat. So I've literally recorded all of the exercises. So I was trying to show you then, but obviously you can't quite see like my hip and my bum, so it's not very good. But all of these exercises, they're laid out. So if you, for example, want to work on your hip abductors, then it teaches you how to do that. And it also says on there, like, if you're having trouble like with your balance, if you're having trouble with your seat, then those are all of the different things that you can do for that particular problem. And if you're not sure what your problem is, you need to stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you the live offer bonus, because you actually get something in addition which will help you with that. So module 4 is the yard and the riding exercises. So I just videoed a load more of these, but I did, in fact, I got injured when I was doing, it's not very funny actually, but I did get injured when I was doing these exercises, because I literally went to the yard and I recorded for like 5 hours. This is what not to do. I recorded for 5 hours all of the exercises, because I just had them in my brain. I was like, I'm a physio. I know these exercises. These exercises can help riders. They don't want to go to the gym. They want to have something they can do at the yard. And so I just went through them all, and it was really, really good fun. But I woke up the next day and my hamstrings were killing. So don't do all of the exercises on the day. I give you all of the advice of how you build it up, you know, doing sort of 10 minutes and then improving each week. So it's not a big time commitment here, guys. People always think, oh, I'm not going to have time to do an online course. What are you talking about? Most people spend 2 hours watching TV a day. How long do you spend on your little social media? I know, because I can see on my insights there's thousands of people watching. So, you know, you could be spending this time learning a skill that you're going to keep for hopefully the rest of your life and be able to repeat with your riding. So if you need to get stronger for a specific thing, you can go back to that database. If you are thinking, oh, I'm feeling a bit unsettled in the saddle, and it will help you get that edge over your competitors as well. So that's really, really important. So the bonus that you're going to get with, so all of that is, the total value of that is £597. So that is for the time that it's taken. It's worked out on the amount of content, because you've got lots and lots of videos in there. It's done in a simplistic way. So I haven't overloaded you with information, because again, you don't want a course where you've got 1,000 videos, because then you never watch them. Trust me, I have bought a lot of courses. I have invested a lot in my education, and that's why I know that this is really, really valuable information for you, because you're not just getting my mind, you're getting 4 years of business experience, you're getting 9 years of physiotherapy experience, you're getting all of my riding experience, all of the experience of me jumping at BSJ level, all of the coaching that I get. I'm on a very expensive coaching program at the moment, which is, I'm not even going to share how much because it's just ridiculous. But you are feeding into all of that information that I'm learning, and then I'm delivering that to you. So the bonus number 1 that you're going to get with this is the Kickstart Challenge. So what I always find with my coaching candidates is that they find it really hard to know where to start because there's a lot of information there. So what you're going to get as a bonus is you're going to get a kickstart to be able to make sure that you're getting an email. So the first day it's going to say, right, I need you to do this. The second day it's going to make you do this. So it's only little small tasks, but it gets you into the routine of that discipline. So if discipline is one of the skills that you want to learn, that we were talking about, that's needed for you to be a decent, if you want to succeed, you need to learn discipline. So if you don't have that skill, you need to learn that skill. And what I'm doing throughout the course is not just about the content, guys. It's about you learning from someone who has already done it and understanding that there's skills that you need to learn. And this is one of them. So going through to do the Kickstart Challenge. And I'm going to be there every single day saying, do that, do this, and bullying you to make you do it. Because when people get coaching, guys, this isn't coaching, this is online course, but when people get coaching, what they're looking for is not the content. Like, the content is important, but what they're looking for is that accountability. They're looking for someone to be there and every step of the way saying, right, this is the next step. That's why when you have a coach, like a riding coach, you're more successful because they're pushing you. This is just a more affordable way of doing it, because rather than paying you £40, or if you're getting a professional lesson, £90 for a lesson, what you're going to do is have a database that you can go back to, and then you're going to have a really supportive group of people and myself pushing you forward. So then I'm going to move, so that Kickstart Challenge is a value of £97. Then the bonus 2 is that you're going to get the downloadable meal plans, so you can literally download them to your computer or your phone, have them. You can have them when you go into the supermarket, so that you know what to, so it has a shopping list, so you can just know everything that you need to pick up. And that's combined with the 12-week plan. So you may have heard me talk about the 12-week plan before. It's really, really good for having a focused goal. It gives you a sheet, and you literally, it's got all my data in there, but you just plug in all of your data and you say, right, okay, I'm going to do this on this day. This is my 12-week goal. This is my weekly goal. This is my monthly goal. This is my daily goal. What do I need to achieve? And this has absolutely changed my life. This is something that's come from business. I mean, I have read how many, oh no, my phone's up there because of the live. I have read so many books this year on business books, which I bring across into my riding life to try and make sure that I'm getting to my goal quicker. And one of the things is making sure that you're very, very clear about where you're going. So if you're not writing your goals down every day, if you don't have a 12-week plan, you need one. That's what that is. And that combined is £297. And then you also, as a bonus 4, you're going to get access to a private Facebook group. So you're going to be with aspiring riders. Now, in the coaching courses that I've done myself before, this has been the most valuable thing, because you don't know who is in that Facebook group. If they are the sort of people that are coming into a training program like this, something that is going to help you as an aspiring rider get towards your goals, you're mixing with people who are the same mindset. You don't know who's going to be in there in terms of potential horses that you might be able to ride in the future, potential people who may be able to give you lifts to shows. You know, there were some people the other day where they were helping each other. The lady has a disability and the other lady offered her a horse. Like, that was amazing. To create a group and an environment where they did that and they shared that with each other was absolutely lovely. And that's what we should be doing in the equestrian world. There's too many people being negative in the equestrian world. I absolutely hate it. Like, we are all in it. We all love horses. We're all passionate about horses. We should all be supporting each other. And so, yeah, I'm really, really excited to see how this group develops. But this private Facebook group is going to be for that. And that one is priceless. So that is a total value of £991 for the actual course, and then the bonuses thrown in. Now, I'm not going to charge you that, guys, because this is a live offer. But I could, with all of the information that is in there, with all of the skills that I've got, which I want to pass on to you, you could charge that. But because it's a live offer today, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to throw in 3 extra bonuses. So that's what I was kind of talking about a little bit earlier, because what I find with this is that people kind of get into the course and they're not quite sure where to start. And what they really need is someone like me to look at them and say, right, you need to do this, 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 and to be your coach and to motivate you and to say, right, what is your goals? To give you a bit of help with the plan here, and also with the meal plan, so you know what to focus on straight away. The second bonus down here is that I'm actually going to give you Voxer access to me for a month. So I can't do this for everyone. This is for these ones here are for the first 10 people that buy today. I can't do this for everybody because I would literally, I've already got people who are contacting me on Voxer. I wouldn't be able to handle it. So yeah, it's 1 month Voxer access to me. So you can literally contact me at any time. It's a walkie-talkie app. You download it to your phone. Any questions at all. So you could literally, in the middle of the night, I'm not going to answer in the middle of the night, but you could, in the middle of the night, say, Nicole, I'm worried about this tomorrow. What would you do? And then I will give you an example. I'll say, right, okay, have you been through this part of the course? What could you have applied? Maybe we need to look at changing your perception on something if you're getting anxious before a competition. It could be that you're just, just worried about the horse not being ready, not being right. Maybe we can talk through some testing for your horse to check that they're ready to go to the level, and whether it's just that chimp within your brain that's making you anxious. So this, like I said, guys, just for the top 10 people that buy today. And then also I'm going to do a video analysis. So the video analysis is really, really popular. You send me a video on the first day to give me an idea of who you are, and then you send me a video on the end of the 12 weeks. And then what we do is we analyze how things have changed within that video. And we say, right, this has happened. This is where your seat was. This is what you need to work on. And then we look at the end to see if it's changed or not. So really, really important. And the total value of the whole lot, so this and that put together, is 1,728. And as I said, I'm not going to be charging you that today. What I'm going to be doing today, guys, is actually offering all of that. Not this. This is only for the top 10 people that buy, but all of that today is going to be £167, and I can afford to do that because this is the beginning part of the course. So this course, once I've gone through the next few stages of it, because what I'm doing is I'm getting this course ready to go global. So at the moment I'm just doing it in the UK, but we will be looking at doing it in the USA in the next couple of months. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm putting people through it, checking that people like it, and that's why I can do it for 167. But it's not going to be like that for long. So what I want you to do is click on the link below, find out a bit more information about it, and then go ahead and buy. You will not regret it. I mean, £167 for all of this information. Just imagine where that could take you. I just want you just to literally just have a minute just to think about where you could be in 12 weeks time if you implemented all of these strategies. Now, it's not going to work. I've had people on the course before who have who've come on and haven't done any of it, and I've given them a refund because they've got to the end, and I'll give you a refund. If you're not happy, I'll just give you a refund, completely no questions asked, because I don't want you to have this information to not use it. But I will look at your statistics and I will see whether you've done any of it. And the only person I've had that wasn't satisfied with it, that I had to give a refund, the only person, I checked her statistics, she hadn't done any of the course. So this is not for you. If you're the sort of person who's not going to do the course, why would you spend £167 on something that you're not going to do? But if you're actually a serious rider, if you actually want to get better, you understand that you need to work on your mindset. You understand that you need to work on your nutrition. You understand that you need to do exercises to make you better. Like, you do exercises all the time to make you better on the horse. You're doing training exercises where you're going through grids. You're doing training exercises where you're getting the horse to move away from your leg. So why would you not be doing exercises on yourself? And this is giving you, for a really, really cheap price, this is giving you all of those different aspects so you can bring it together and push yourself forward. And £167, that's less than 2 professional lessons. So this is something that you're going to have for life. Yes, you're going to really focus next 12 weeks. If you are going to be the person the first 10 to sign up will get that offer, then you'll actually get a coaching session with me. So you'll be able to go through all these things to kickstart you. That alone is worth a lot of money, to just have someone to say, right, this is what you need to do, push forward, this is what you need to achieve. So I'm going to ask some of the questions now. So if you're live and you've got any questions, then just put in the comments box below. I'm not that good at juggling it, but I'll try and do that. And if you're live in this one, just pop it into the box below as well, and then I can have a little look. But some of the common questions that people ask is this for me? So they say, is this the sort of course that's going to be for me? Like, I'm a professional rider, or I'm just a happy hacker. And this course can benefit people at any level that they are, but they have to be wanting to change. It's not for people who just want to do the same old thing and just want to watch a little bit of a video and not change anything. Like, that is, I'm not going to be able to help you. This will help people who want to be different, who want to have a competitive edge on other people, who want to get stronger and fitter. I have a lot of expertise as a physio. I've been a physio 9 years. I've specialised. I've been head physio at Premiership Rugby team for 2 years. I worked with England players doing all of their testing in the summer and then reviewing them the year after. So I did that for 3 years. And so I understand the testing that you need to do. I understand the scientific part of it. And what you can do when you work through these things is you're going to be able to start to learn about that and apply that as well. So this, like I said, is something that you can do for the 12 weeks. And then what you do is you just look at your goals, you see what you've achieved, and you make it harder, and you do the next step within the goal. So it's really, really interesting, and I hope that you guys take me up on this, because I know it's going to deliver so much value. So I'm just going to go through it once again. So the cost of the course normally is $597. It's got module 1, which is your mindset, module 2, which is your nutrition, module 3, which is your gym and mat exercises. You've got module 4, which is your yard and riding exercises. Your bonus 1 is your Kickstart Challenge. So that's £97 if you were to buy it on its own. It's the thing that's going to get you rolling. It gives you emails every single day to really push you and get you started. You've got the meal plan, so you can go through and you can look at the recipes. You can follow, so you don't have to think about it. You don't have to think, is this healthy? Is this not healthy? You just have the meal plans. You can push through with those. You've got the 12-week plan. This alone, guys, has absolutely changed my life. The 12-week plan, I mean, if you want to go and read all the books, you can go and do that. It took me 7 hours, how much was the other one? 13 hours and 11 hours to read those books just on that. And I formulated it for you. I've done videos for you, so it's really easy to understand. And that is, those two are combined value of $297. I paid a lot more for those books when I was working on those. And I've been to America recently to learn more about this 12-week plan and this goal setting. And I'm just giving you that for £167 is absolutely nothing. And then access to the private Facebook group. And that is really important, because if you're looking for people who are going to let you ride for them, if you're looking for people who are aspiring riders, people succeed where there's other success. So if you've got just think about school, guys. Think about if you sit next to the cleverest person in the class, who does well? If you sit next to the most rubbish person in the class, no one does well. So you need to be smart about who you're hanging out with. Don't hang out with people who don't care and are just moseying along at whatever speed, because if you want to be successful, you don't want to be hanging out with those people. And it's successful in any walk of your life. It might be to lose a little bit of weight. It might be to jump massive fences. It might be to do dressage and do amazing extended trot. I don't know what your goal is. That's why if you're in the first 10, then you're going to get a coach call with me. I can find out what your goal is, and then we can program it into that 12-week plan so we can get you started. You've got 1 month box access if you're one of the first 10, and then video analysis. So total value of £1,728. I'm doing it today for £167. So what I would like you to do is, I just had a couple of extra people. Sorry, there are questions there, guys. Hang on, let me just quick look at the questions. Okay, so someone is saying, like, can you pay in installments? We probably can work that out. If £167 is too difficult for you to pay today, I'm sure we can. If you send an email to nicole@thephysiocrew.co.uk, we can look at a payment plan for you as well. But most people normally pay, just go through to the link, because what it does, it takes you to a page, and it's all secure login. So you go to the page, pop your details in, and then it's all secure payment. So I do it through a company called Stripe. They have their firewall, they're protected, so I don't actually have anything to do with any of the credit card information. That all goes into Stripe, and then they pay me from there. So it's really simple and easy to do. Just click on the link that I'm going to share on the Facebook Live, and then on this one in a second, and you should be able to see it there. Other people have been asking whether it's something that is appropriate to be used just for a short period of time. And you can just say, I don't want to do it for 12 weeks. But if you're serious about losing weight and having a body condition that you want, you can't just do 12 weeks and then leave it. It doesn't work like this. This has to be a lifestyle change. It's a transformation. Like, you've got to leave the old you of the things that weren't working for you, and you've got to kind of take on this new person, this new transformation as someone who cares about their body, who is going to learn the skills that are needed to be able to feel comfortable in their skin, to be able to learn the skills to have the confidence to go around a 140 show jumping. That might not be your dream, but that's why it's important to look at something like the 12-week plan and work out, what are your dreams? Are you actually pushing hard enough? Are you pushing yourself out of your comfort zone? Do you need someone to give you a kick and to hold you accountable? Because most people do, and that's where the value in it is. Right then, guys, I'm going to shoot off. That's going to be the end now. So I'll go through it just once more again. So the British Show Jumper Pro, we're doing an offer on it today. So it's normally $597, but we're doing it today with all of the bonuses for $167. So that's including Mindset, which is Module 1, Module 2, Nutrition, Module 3, Gym and Mat Exercises, Module 4, Yard and Riding Exercises. The bonuses that you're going to get is Kickstart Challenge, which is normally £97. You've got Nicole's meal plans, you've got 12-week plan sheet, you've got access to private Facebook group, which is a total value of £991. And then you've got the live offer, which is this totals a value of $737. So that's the 30-minute coaching call. It's the 1-month box access to me. You can ask me anything, anytime. You've got the video analysis. So you send me the video at the beginning, send me the one at the end, and then at the end we're going to go through every single thing. You need to send me that video so we can check. And so that today's offer is going to be £167. This fit in red is only for the first 10 people. Okay, I can't do that for everybody. If I get 50 people sign up this evening, I can't have 50 people having box access to me. I just can't do it. It's too much. So that is just for the first 10 people that sign up today. All right then, guys, I hope that's been helpful for you. Any other questions, put it in the comments box below and I can answer that for you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.